beef. Why do you?
Can we get the real Andy? I would prefer the real Andy.
Oh, let's get the real Max. I'll take off my mask when you take off your mask, brother.
Because who's your new favorite YouTuber, Ian, that wanted to be on the show with us?
The Madman. The Madman.
Mad Movie Man.
Let's bring on Max Movies because he scares the living shit out of me. Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Mad Max says, I think you should apologize. Right? I'm sitting here in a goddamn torn down pool house.
I don't even know who
the
you
pool house
are.
is torn apart. Okay, it's torn apart because I'm remodeling on my $70 webcam. Okay, I'm no better than you.
Movie Madness Entertainment.
Welcome, everyone. Remember to smash the like button for MME Late. Why are we late tonight? Because I was collaborating with our great friend Rhea on her channel. I do have some topics. I'm actually going to react to Syl and Mikey Sutton, and there are my friends. I'm not afraid to criticize them though. The topic right now is because I did not watch the video at all. I was scrambling to get topics together while we were talking about 80s music. I'm like, what am I going to talk about on MME tonight? So I want to say, are the Bias brothers being fair? Because they're talking about first impressions from The Flash. Now, RJ said that the Flash screenings didn't happen. So this title...
But they didn't.
But what are they talking about then? What are they talking about? Because they released a video. So I want to get to it. And then let's try to be nice to them. It was Ramblin' Man's fault. Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. If it wasn't so late, I mean, it's the next day for you. I would invite you on. I don't know if you're available. I don't know. I'll throw you a link. Regardless, you decide for the Ramblin' Man. Hold on a second here. Okay. Just in case he wants to pop on. Totally up to you. No pressure. No pressure.
Who?
The Ramblin' Man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And let me see if Days Gaming. We were just talking, so I don't know. I'll send him a link too, just in case. They'll be like, "Why are you sending me links? Why are you just in case?" No pressure, no pressure. But I want to talk about it. Darth Scipio says, "Hey Max, no Flash or Ezra Miller. You don't want us to talk about that? I don't know. Hans, you always blame me. You always blame me."
Yeah, I think he doesn't want to talk about that, especially the Ezra Miller situation.
Well, I don't know that much about it. I mean, I know a little bit from yesterday. I don't know the new update. We'll talk. We'll glance over that, but let's get to the reaction first. Aaron. We do have the Ramblin' Man. Hey, Ramblin' Man! Wow, thank you.
Hey.
Should you be getting rest or something? I don't know. Hopefully, you can hear me.
It's me again, Max.
I know it's you. I'm so happy. I knew there was a benefit of collab with you earlier. We're talking about 80s music. Are you looking forward to The Flash?
I am, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not as deeply entrenched as some of you guys, but definitely. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm optimistic for it.
Okay, good. I don't share your optimism, though, because WB is like the television of movie studios.
Yeah. Oh, I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that at all. Yeah.
I do like Ezra Miller, though. I mean, I don't. He's not my favorite, but I like him.
You think you don't like Warner Brothers? We can't even watch Peacemaker over here because they've not made a deal.
Oh, really? That is
nowhere in Europe.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, no. 52.
Nope.
Really? Hey, Rhea, look who I got. I'm trying to get Rhea back on the channel. Hey, Rhea, look who's here. No, I'm just kidding.
You don't have an HBO deal in I know you know Max in Europe. It's an American thing, but you don't have like a HBO.
No. Usually HBO Max comes through Sky, which is the biggest channel provider over here.
Mm-hmm.
And they've decided not to take it up. Mm-hmm. James Gunn's been on Twitter a lot, and if you look through some of his Twitter messages, there's so many people from Europe saying, "Well, okay."
Well,
if I was anybody in Europe listening to this, I don't condone this. I would just pirate it online. Just watch it online.
Aaron, Of course. And I can't condone that as well, but my fire stick is my friend. That's all I have to say to that.
I mean,
Okay.
it's not fair to you guys.
But it is ridiculous that, you know.
But you would pay if you could. You're saying
I'm
like,
100% I would.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, I have a.
No, that's a failure. That's a failure on WB's
I have a subscription to Sky. You know, I'd rather be able to watch it. I can watch the stream pretty well. It's HD and everything, but it's a massive failing. It was something I was going to leave in your post. In your post for members, because I mean I see that it's the biggest TV program in the world at the moment in terms of streaming, and it's not even in Europe. I don't think it's anywhere in Europe.
I'll invite you, Hans. I just you know what it is I don't go into Discord much, and then when I go to Discord, I'm like, oh man, what did I miss? People are mad at each other or me, which happens occasionally.
Don't worry, your Discord. There's no drama on your Discord, so don't worry.
Oh, thanks, Aaron. Yeah, tell me if there's any drama.
There isn't right now.
I don't go to Discord.
There isn't. Don't worry.
Actually, Hans, I have to send you an invite to my Discord now. Actually, damn it. Now because hold on, I gotta find you. All right, here. I'm actually gonna talk about my friends Mikey and Sil that cover rumors for WB, and somehow I didn't watch the video yet, so I'm going to say, are they being fair? They have fun with what people say. You're extremely biased. The Bias Brothers, are they being fair about the Flash? Because I looked at the comments. I didn't watch the video yet, but I looked at the comment section, and they apparently they give a rating for it at 6 or something. I'm like, what is this all about? What is this video about? Well, you know,
go ahead.
I'll leave that one go.
No, her Discord. Her new
Discord. Droga, you can get an invite to the Discord. Yeah, I could send you one. Degrassi Knowles is talking about great soundtracks. Barry Gordon's The Last Dragon is one of the best soundtracks. Not only
Degrassi, did you just watch Hack the Movies yesterday? Because they were talking about that movie yesterday.
I'm only in 2 Discord now. Okay. Well, I shouldn't be in the one of them, Hans, without getting into more details. But let's watch a video. Let's watch this video to see what this is all about. I'm very interested to see actual first impressions. Are they blowing smoke? Did someone actually see it? Is there actually impressions? Because apparently from Rhea is here. Hey, Rhea.
Hey, Ramblin'. Hey, everyone.
Hey. Yeah. I'm glad to have you. A great show earlier. We're gonna watch Mikey and Sil's video. It's just a 4-minute video. They're talking about the Flash impressions, and I'm like, how did they know anything? Because the last I heard from RJ is they were planning to, and then they snuck the Shazam in there. 2 screenings of the Shazam for what do they call them? Test screenings. Yeah. So I'm like, how do they have any info on the first impressions? And I'm calling them the Bias Brothers, tongue in cheek. I still like them, but you know how they call themselves the Bias Brothers, Rhea.
Can I preemptively plead the 5th on this reaction?
Okay. All right. Sure. Yeah, I won't stress you out about it. I don't know. I didn't watch it yet, so I'm honestly curious to see what they say.
I just know Nicotina brought it up in the.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay. All right. Well, listen. Regardless, they're my friends, and I'm up for, I want to be nice. If you have critiques of them, try to keep it not personal. Try to keep out of the personal thing. I think that's across the board for all talk on the internet. Just don't get it personal.
Yeah, just keep it objective.
Yeah. All right. So let's see what they say.
That's a Chromebook with built-in.
No Chromebook. All right. Hold on. I'm honestly just curious. I do reactions when I actually watch more videos on stream than I do besides live streams.
So I got this.
Okay.
Well, so I got this phone call.
Okay.
An insider who had seen the movie.
Insider. All right.
And he told me that if I put this into words, I did ask him what he saw. What do you think box office will be for this movie? He said that, in his opinion, just opinion here, we no one knows. he said, from what I saw, it'll do Justice League business with Joss Whedon.
Well, I immediately I say before we even get further, that's not bad. You know, the reason Joss Whedon's version of Justice League was so detrimental to the studio is they basically doubled the budget because they reshot a lot of the film. It was so high. So I think it was like 800, 900 million. That's not bad. Not you, Callie, please. But immediately I'm like, okay, so that's not horrible. But let's see what else they have to say. Any reactions there of being a negative of Joss Whedon? I mean, I don't think that's immediately negative, especially in today's film climate.
I don't know.
Okay.
I know where they stand on this on the DC side. I mean, like a lot of people they're for the Snyderverse. I'm just saying that. So
sure. That's why they call themselves the Bias Brothers.
Yeah.
Fun with
So they're gonna say, in my opinion, they're gonna say anything bad about this Flash. They're not.
Okay, so that's your interpretation that they are actually a little potential bias, and they're gonna.
Yeah, that's what they're the name.
Okay.
If they're legit, I'm just saying if people are legit scoopers, you cannot be biased.
Well, there's always some bias there.
I know there is, but there is. That's true.
Well, the Rambling Man, what's your interpretations just off the bat of that? Oh, it's going to be Joss Whedon verse. You know, that's what the insider's telling him. I don't necessarily think that's that bad.
Well, if you take it outside of the fandom and WB, I mean, there are so many films that go over budget or have reshoots or, and even have directors pulled at the last minute and change of directors. It's not uncommon in the movie industry. No. So, no, it's not necessarily a negative, no.
No. Jimbo, or, I mean, Rhea, if you want to chime in. If not, I respect your space, so. Jimbo,
I got nothing so far. I'm just kind of gonna save my take until we see a little bit more.
Okay,
I'm still trying to figure out stuff.
I still love these dudes. They're my friends. I like talking to them. So
yeah.
And depending on how the reviews are, it could be weaker than that. And I did ask him what are his issues with the film. He couldn't give me anything about the spoilers or anything, but he did tell me that it has tonal issues.
Okay.
Yep, that's Frankenstein.
It's serious. Like the scene with Ben Affleck and Ezra Miller talking about their mothers being taken away from them.
Oh wow. That is a spoiler.
The most
Sorry,
moving
guys.
Part of the film, and Ben Affleck's a really great actor.
Now I will pause it again there because I want to be transformed. I just don't want to play their content. But right off the bat, there, saying that line with Ben Affleck and Ezra both losing their mothers, that is intriguing to me. I want to see that.
Lost
for
his
sure.
mother.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but don't you want to see?
Are we not harking back to Batman versus Superman here? A bit too much already, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Why did you say that name?
Well, I mean, but that's.
I'm new to this. Sorry.
That's okay. But don't. I mean, I could ask you that Ray, without commenting on them. Don't you? Isn't that intriguing? That story point to see Ben Affleck's and Ezra talk about their struggles with their family life and losing their mothers. I really want to see that scene. That's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see that too. I think we have no context on either Batfleck or Keaton's Batman. Like they're how they process that void of not having that maternal connection in their life. So it would be interesting for this film to kind of fill the gap a little bit.
And that is something that their characters share in their story paths of how they got into heroism. Is dealing with the loss. So Jimbo, what's your thoughts on there? That got my juices flowing. Now I want to see the Flash if they have stuff like that.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna be something interesting, and I hope that. I bet that's gonna be a decent quality scene, and it's gonna kind of be a long conversation because I mean that's a huge story point for both of those characters. But it's just another thing that. Speaking of not the Flash, but the Batman coming out in a little bit. I'm interested to see kind of how that same topic affects Robert Pattinson's Batman and how the loss of his parents and
there's a theory about that stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. There's a theory about his connection to the Robert Pattinson's parents and the Riddler and stuff. There's a theory about that.
Yeah. That movie is gonna be very interesting. It's kind of like all the stuff about the Flash and relaying kind of all that stuff is definitely gonna be involved with the Batman. And
here's the thing: is the mother thing. I don't think the mother thing is gonna be involved in the Flash, unless it's the actual. It'd be more like his father. It'd be more like the father, Thomas Wayne. But I don't think that's gonna happen because they're not gonna have Thomas Wayne. Because in the actual Flashpoint, Thomas when Flash fixed the Flashpoint timeline. You saw the note Thomas Wayne, the Flash brought back to a Batman, and Batman actually had a tear. The mother thing wasn't really like a feature in the Flashpoint storyline, so I don't think that's going to be the focus of this. I think he's going to try to save his mother, and
okay. Well, Aaron, do you want to see the scene that he's talking about? That they're talking about Ben Affleck and Ezra conversing about their loss.
Sure, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Oh, okay. Wow, Aaron doubts everything at this point. Okay, go ahead, James.
There's a potential problem with that because if they get because if that's Batman, oh my God, Ben Affleck's last time as Batman, continuing and kind of fleshing out kind of his story and kind of like getting to know kind of how his Batman ticks. Is kind of like problematic for me because I'm like, if they're just gonna get rid of him and he's kind of done with the character, I don't want this. I mean, it'll be cool to see it, but it should if that conversation more or less should focus like to the Flash and Batman consoling him about that. But I just don't want to see more development with. Yeah, I don't want to see more development with Batman.
I wonder if Ben Affleck's Batman. I wonder if Ben Affleck's Batman is just gonna warn him not to do this.
Probably
not to go back in time.
Well,
but I don't know.
That's true. Go ahead.
I mean, I think we might be underestimating Ben Affleck and his power because he's made some great films. He's a great director. He's a great actor. I don't think he'd even take part if he wasn't satisfied with his ending to the whole Batfleck story. So I'm that's why I'm optimistic for it. Because I think he deserves to go out with a bang. And I wouldn't say he's going to go out with a bang, but I wouldn't underestimate his part in it. Even if it's a short part, I still think he'll make a real impact.
Especially the mentor part. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he does warn Flash. Maybe you don't want to do this. Things will get better.
That he's done.
I
don't know. It's like they could because like at the end of the day, if they make Ben Affleck's Batman like really good and they write his ending and kind of stuff like that and his story in this movie really good and it'll make the fans want more, will that really like kind of persuade him to come back or not? Because people have been like saying like, oh, we want more Ben Affleck as Batman now, surprisingly, and all that stuff, and it's like, it's kind of just like, oh.
Well, I mean, only time will tell. I mean, I don't think Tobey Maguire ever wanted to come back and do Spider-Man. He always said, "I'll only come back if Sam Raimi comes back."
That's a whole other different situation.
Yeah, like, it isn't. But with perspective, 10 years down the line, he always said, "I'm not coming back unless it's a Sam Raimi movie." Full stop. And he did.
My boy Keaton. What's up, Keaton?
We always want something really too quickly, right? We don't let it germinate. We don't let it get out to the fandom. Let that live and breathe and come back again. We're all if he does this, the next movie must be that. And it doesn't have to be. But
I don't think Toby had to deal with stuff that Ben Affleck dealt with 2017 and how much psychological.
The end relationship with Raimi and Toby was not great either with Sony, and came back.
Toby,
I mean, time will tell, and I understand.
Toby's always been
Jimbo, but I do want to.
Toby's always been. It's always been hard to deal with in Hollywood. That's why you'll see a lot of films.
He picks and chooses. He just doesn't do everything.
Yeah.
But
there's been reports he's hard to deal with.
I'm sorry. Yeah, go on, Aaron. Sorry.
There's been reports that Toby's been hard to deal with. That's why you haven't seen him in a lot of films because, like.
Well, I don't like to listen to too much of perception. Some people are just more picky about projects. Like he doesn't want to just do everything. I only honestly think Toby wouldn't come back just for a paycheck.
Well, again,
I think he wanted to do it if it was right, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I read an article with him, and I think this goes the same with Ben Affleck. I mean, his duty is to the character, not to an individual director.
Yeah.
And I think if it's the right project for Ben, then I think he'd do it in the future. Same with Toby. He came back because he felt he had a duty, something to finish off with the character. And I think in all of this, we kind of tend to forget it's not about a director or an actor. It's about the character.
Well, the one thing
narrative.
I will give a critique to Sil and Mikey. I'm not being negative towards them. Where I think they are potentially showing a little bit bias is that it's a Frankenstein film right now. When they are doing test screenings, if this is accurate, and they did actually do a test screening, because it's so far away.
I was going to say, how far away are we? We're months away, aren't we?
Max, I'll just say this: if they said it, they said it, the test screens to the flesh, I bet you every other scooper would have heard the exact same thing. And
I don't know. We'll wait and see.
Oh yes, they would, because it would have come out.
No, well, I don't think he actually said test screening. He said an insider seen it.
Insider.
That's
even worse.
Well, Aaron, calm down now. Calm down there.
It's down.
Calm down, my man. There's differences between test screenings from audiences that don't know what they're going to see, and then insiders that have seen the dailies and the project of where it is right now. So I think my interpretation of this, Aaron, just be calm about it, is that he is reaching to an insider that's seen how it is as a film right now, and this isn't exactly a test screening. Is what is the interpretation I'm getting.
Well, which film did insiders see? Because they do with test screens, like this explained, right?
Well, people in the industry, if you have a source, would have access to the film as it is now, but ahead of a public test screening. You know, they would know if he does actually have a source, and that's a different conversation that I don't want to have. Do these scoopers have sources? I don't really care. I think this is more interesting.
But the title says the real flash screening.
Yeah, see, Cass graphics, it's called an assembly cut. That's normal. So, yes, Cass, this is my interpretation of what Mikey's saying, his insider with an assembly cut and the interpretation of that. But if someone did see an assembly cut right now and they're calling it a Frankenstein film, a lot of assembly cuts are Frankenstein films this early in the game before release. Yeah. That's the context I want to add.
But the other people the other scoopers would have known this too. Because they have insiders too. Well, if they have the exact same insider as Mikey, they would have had the exact same insider as Mikey.
Okay. Well, we'll get fair point, Aaron. We'll move on so we don't harp on that subject too much. I totally respect your opinion. Let's move on, see what else they say, and then we'll move on to other movie topics.
And he is hoping they don't take that scene out, though. That's one of the concerns he has. But he said, but then it gets there's some goofy shit in the film. Okay, there is some goofy shit in the film.
Two idiots.
Uh-oh.
And so Christina Hodgson, okay, I just want to say, Birds of Prey. He said that Keaton outshines Ezra Miller, which is going to be an issue.
Okay. Well, Keaton is
that's going to be a problem because this film doesn't make Ezra Miller's detractors like him. Okay.
I see that potentially being a probable issue that because Michael Keaton is very charismatic. He steals the show when he's in the screen, but 100%. he's gonna be for he's in Batgirl. So they want to use him anyway. I don't necessarily, unless they want to do 3 more Flash films right away. Yes, no, you want Flash to be the most popular character in a Flash movie, but let's be real, that might not be possible based on the circumstance. I just don't think that Ezra has that star power on his own yet. But Michael Keaton, of course, he's going to eat up the screen. And if people get excited for Michael Keaton, I don't think it's a bad thing. Do you have anything to add there, Ramblin'? Michael Keaton.
Well, Michael Keaton's got 2 or 3 decades worth of work behind him, more than Ezra Miller's got. He'll outshine 90% of Hollywood.
Yes, exactly.
It's as simple as that. But don't underestimate Ezra Miller.
Okay, I'm trying not to.
A little crazy Ezra Miller, but yeah.
I mean, no, I can understand that, but I mean, watch something like I'm trying to think of the movies. Is there something wrong with Kevin? I think.
Yes, I know that movie. Yes, with Tilda Swinton and John C. Reilly. It's a good movie.
Right. And he's fantastic in it.
Yeah.
He's great in it.
Because he doesn't even talk, and he's great in it.
Exactly.
Like,
and that's when you know you've got a good actor.
Yeah.
I recommend that movie. And if for somebody who doesn't know his body of work, that's a great place to start.
Well,
and I think,
yeah, cool. I apologize. I just had a point I wanted to say. So far, two things that I thought actually got me excited for the Flash film are the story point where Ben Affleck is going to talk to Flash about the loss of his mother, and Michael Keaton eats up the screen. So that's two positives right now that I've gained corner from. I'm actually thinking more positively based on this video so far. Jimbo, Caden, did you want to add anything?
Nothing right now. Just wait and see the full video to make my mind.
All right, so we're about halfway through. Let's just finish it. I'll maybe speed it up just a little bit so we could get to other topics.
Franchise guy, and he understands why Warner is placing such an emphasis on Keaton because Ezra Miller is just not gonna do it. And he hasn't seen the Batman, but he said that this is kind of comparison with we were talking about marketing campaigns, and I mentioned the cat and the bat.
Stop it there.
And he goes,
"Oh wait,
I mean, it's just like on that level."
Go ahead.
There's a problem there. So this insider saw the Flash, but he did not see the Batman. Come on.
Well, that is a point, Aaron. How does this? I mean, the Batman's coming out
right there.
Coming out in March. Yeah. Okay. Good point, Aaron.
Well, Warner is a little concerned with Pattinson being polarizing, and Miller is just not on that level yet.
Right, he's not.
And he told me that Warner Brothers had such a problem with this movie. Like the reason why that it took so long to get made, it wasn't because they couldn't crack the script. They could crack the script. The problem was making that script appealing to the audience, the general public.
Mm-hmm.
Again, because Ezra Miller is just not that popular. They had to put Keaton in there. Getting Keaton in there was a way to sell this movie. This movie is basically a Batman reboot with Keaton.
Pause right there real quick.
Okay. Yes, Kate.
He was talking about how Ben Affleck said he couldn't crack the script. And then he was talking about how Ezra in the movie, but the script that Ben Affleck was talking about was the Batman script.
Yes.
So why was he talking about the whole Ezra being in because in it, and then he's talking about the Flash. I'm just saying, like, he's taking words. This is like what Jarbo put out, that he took words from who was it, Goyer or someone? And
yes, David Goyer. Yes, Superman.
And then used it and put it in different reference.
Yeah,
this is another thing that like he does. That like he took Ben Affleck's words when he was talking about the Batman script, but used it for the Flash script just now.
All right. Well, let's finish this out because I see we got a lot of strong opinions in the chat. And I want to move on to the next topic to comment that. Let's get the final word on here, and then we'll do some other movie topics.
It's a Flash film, and it's really more of a Batman-centric movie, kind of a placeholder for this Flashpoint timeline going forward. So I asked him, "Hey, can you grade the film on a 1 to 10 scale?" Okay, he said, "I'll give it a 6."
Oh,
so not bad.
1 to 10 is a 7.
6 is actually pretty good.
Okay, so just to give you an idea what his tastes are like, Wonder Woman was a 9, Standard Cut was a 10, Justice League was like a 2. It was pretty bad.
But he makes it sound like this is a bad movie, but 6 out of 10 is not a bad movie.
Well, that's pretty average. Just slightly above average, Aaron. But an
assembly cut will not have finished special effects. They might have multiple endings to it. I mean, it's a very early cut.
Yeah. Well, no, RJ, I don't want to avoid a hot topic, but if people are getting really passionate, I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding these two, and they're still my friends. I want to cover it, but I don't want to harp on things too much. Get your points in. We'll move on. I still support Mikey and Sil And that's all, because I see a lot of different opinions.
But the problem with it is they were interpreting what people thought. I mean, so it was like, well, Ben Affleck thinks this, and he's concerned about that. How do you get that from an assembly cut? How do you work out that anybody that's in the movie is concerned about so and so outshining so and so, or Ben Affleck's worried about this? You saw an assembly cut of a movie. You don't know the ins and outs. You don't know the background on it. That's your interpretation of it.
Yeah, there is a lot.
That's it. It's interpretation.
I do. True, Rambling Man. I do like their interpretations of things. I do know Mikey's covered it a long time. He does put a lot of his opinion on his sources and this.
Yeah, but that's quite a damning opinion, isn't it? But Ben Affleck doesn't like this, or he doesn't like that, or he doesn't want that scene dropped, and he doesn't want this, and he doesn't know that. He's got no substance to that.
Okay,
None.
fair.
Even if he's seen the film and he judges the film, he doesn't know the ins and outs of the background. No, nobody does. Not at this point. Anyway, it's way too early in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I go ahead, Aaron.
I wonder if we're gonna get a trailer for one of the DC movies at Super Bowl.
I hope so.
Black
I
Adam.
hope so.
I think
Black
it's Black Adam. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anyone get anything out of that? Like, just on the pot, more likely that you're happy for you're excited for the Flash, or
regardless.
I try to see every movie, like, in both sides of DC and Marvel, just to be caught up with stuff. So I was gonna see it no matter what. So yeah, it's nothing.
That video actually got me a little bit more excited. Because seeing Ben Affleck talking to Ezra and then Michael Keaton being very charismatic, I had my concerns because I know he's a charismatic dude, but him back in like the bat suit or something as an older gentleman is going to seem a little weird. But to hear that it's really positive, I do think even though he's giving opinion, Mikey is being accurate. That the concerns are that other people are going to outshine Ezra. I do feel like that could be a studio concern.
I mean, that's already a concern now because look at the talk about the movie. No one's talking about how Ezra is going to be in the film. Everyone's talking about Keaton. All these other people.
Also, like it's an assembly cut, so of course you're going to have moments where of course the main actor, the main character, is not going to shine the most because you have so many of these other scenes where you have to expand and kind of catch us up on Keaton. You have to expand the Supergirl character. You have to catch us up on and tell us what's going on with Ben Affleck. So there's so many characters in this movie that you have to catch us up on and tell us more about. Of course, the main character is not going to be as big as the other characters, or may be the same level.
But again, it's all subjective. I mean, look at the Spider-Man movie. I think if you asked who was your favorite out of the three, you'd probably get a split audience amongst the three of them. Did anybody outshine the other one? In my opinion, they did. Yeah. Even when you look at Defoe, did he outshine everybody else in the movie? For me, he probably did.
Okay, so I'll address Degrassi's thing. If you have one screenplay that's already written, and you're going to fast track with that script, you usually give them story credit because they're the people that write the first script for them.
Yeah.
So that's a
good comment too, Rusty. Yeah. One final question, then we're going to move on. Is my major concern is Mikey's interpretation that like Joss Whedon's version, like box office, is not going to be a success. Regardless of the Snyderverse continuing or all that, we're not talking about that. Just a question for the viewers before we move on. If they want this to be $1 billion movie, is that unfair pressure that WB is again putting on a director and a film? Because I don't see this as $1 billion. I mean, it could if it's successful. I think it's unfair to put $1 billion. It's only a success if it's $1 billion again on another project to say, oh, now we have a success. I don't think it's going to reach there. I think it could get 800, 900, 600, 700, million worldwide. I think that's unfair. And then we'll move on. Ramblin', do you think that's an unfair precedent? If that is what the studio's putting on this pressure of this film, $1 billion, if it's anything else than $1 billion, it's another failure. I think it's unfair.
I think $1 billion's a bit of a reach, personally. I don't think the character is strong enough in the outside of everybody who likes comic book characters and superheroes. I don't think the Flash is anywhere near as popular as it would be to people that are close to the fandom, and that's where you're going to make the real money. It does have a chance. I mean, China. I'm guessing it's good enough, and there isn't anything in there that will stop it going to China, which could make them an awful lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think it's a stretch, and if they're putting that amount of pressure on, I don't think that's the right call.
Rhea, this is just not commenting on them. This is just calling them out WB's expectations. If they are expecting $1 billion, is that unfair pressure on this film again that WB is again placing on a film that's not like this is Flash hasn't had a standalone movie yet. He's been in other movies, but he hasn't had a standalone. And then his first standalone, $1 billion. I think that's unfair pressure.
Yeah, I do agree that it is. In my opinion, it does feel like warranted pressure on this character's first outing on their own solo film. And I think like because it's like padded out with so many different cameos for other characters who we know that are going to be present in other films in the future. If this film doesn't hit $1 billion, in my opinion, then that will justify the opinion just to like to have this storyline just sort of like be self-contained, and then it branches off into other potential, more successful, quote unquote, series and things like that. So it's basically setting it up to fail, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that's unfair. Caden, what if that is what the studio's expecting? Are they being WB like in the past? It has to be $1 billion, or we're gonna change.
I think it's a bit. I think this $1 billion standard should go away because honestly, for a film to be successful, it doesn't need to make $1 billion. It should make its budget and half or more. So if it at least makes its budget and its marketing budget and half of its budget together, and like say if the film was 100 million, if it makes 250 million, then boom, that's a success because it's made its budget and it's made half and possibly more. So then boom, it's not gonna make. It shouldn't make $1 billion because because that's a lot of stress on them. Be like, oh, now we have to make the most perfect film ever.
They keep putting so much pressure on these films where it's more organic. That's for Ramblin' Man. The way the MCU does it, where they let their movies gradually grow, give creative freedom, reward all the talent involved. It's very organic. Whereas here, they're still chasing the other studio. Aaron.
Make more than 400 million.
Matt Jarbo thinks it does need to. What's your take, Aaron?
I personally think if it makes between 700 million and $1 billion, it's successful because it's a comic book movie, and comic book movies do generate a lot of money, regardless how bad or good it is. They do generate a lot of money, and they have two Batmans in it: Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton for nostalgic fans, and Ben Affleck for the current fans. I think there's a pretty good chance to make, I don't know about billion, but maybe between 700 and billion.
No, Lord J. Sanez, no one actually saw the testing. It's an insider. Take that with what you will. An insider in the studio that probably saw an assembly cut in their impressions of that. So, okay, Jimbo, do you think it needs to make $1 billion?
I'll just, commenting on that, honestly, Warner Bros. Probably wanted to. They wanted to make.
Oh yeah, they want it.
Yeah, that's a given. They wanted to make $1 billion. Because they were like Aquaman did. But honestly, I don't think it does. I don't think really.
Hi, Ezra. Oh my goodness, what's with your hair, man?
I think the only ones that actually care about how much money. Oh man.
Good lord.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, but I think the only ones who really care about that movie making $1 billion is of course the studio. Personally, that's like the farthest from like my realm of concern. I'm just concerned of where the story is gonna go, and that's basically it. I just want to know where they're gonna take the story and what that's gonna mean for the DCU going forward. Because obviously, this is gonna be kind of the starting point now for what's going to come next.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
the main concern.
All right. Well, let's switch gears. Thank you for this was a great discussion, a very healthy discussion. Thank you, everyone, for behaving. We could have hot topics without, I know there's a lot of. Oh, Ben Affleck gave me $5.
Yeah, because
Hey, Ben Affleck.
$5?
Wow. I can you do a little bit more, Ben Affleck? I mean, you're, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Add
Ben
extra zero to
Affleck,
that?
my membership is only 99 cents. Listen to our great member Rambling Man. He can attest to. I'm just kidding. Not worth that 99 cents. Ben, I would invite you to our stream, Ben Affleck. You don't invite me to stream, Max. And also, why should I make Batfilm? You won't even buy the Steelbook. I will, Ben Affleck. If you come back, I will buy any Steelbook that you make Batman with. I definitely will. Thank you for the support, Ben Affleck. I can now say that you were on my stream on MME. I really appreciate it. Now I completely lost my train of thought. What was I going to talk about?
You're moving on to a new
Okay,
topic.
I was going to go to a new topic. This is did anyone see Masters of the Universe Revelation on Netflix? Or did you watch He-Man?
Yeah, I'm not a massive He-Man fan. I'm probably more of a Kevin
me
Smith.
either. Me either.
I'm probably more of a Kevin Smith fan than I am than a He-Man fan.
And that's why I'd recommend it. Rambling. If you're not a fan,
I would come in from that angle rather than. I mean, I liked He-Man, but it was just a bit late. It was just a bit late for me. You've got to remember, I'm old. Yeah.
Here's my sale pitch to someone that has like a general appreciation for He-Man, but it's not really their thing.
Yeah.
This is better than any He-Man property has the right to be. This storyline. It's really good. It's on Netflix. You have Netflix, right?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, I'd highly recommend it. Very great story. I'm as a casual He-Man fan. I know some of the hardcore had problems and issues with it. It was better than any right it had to be for a He-Man film. It's very epic, very epic. But the reason I'm bringing that up
the chat around it was very. The chat was very entertaining around it. But I hear the chat around it was more entertaining than the program itself. But there you go.
Yeah, they had a lot of people complaining about it, but I it's a solid recommend for me. But they're going forward with a live action He-Man now.
Who's Kyle Allen?
I have no idea.
This was supposed to be No Centineo.
Yeah, it was.
Right?
But then he dropped out.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah. Because he went to go do Black Adam.
Oh, okay. Well, Master of the Universe movie has the power at Netflix with Kyle Allen the star. I've never seen this actor ever. I have no idea who he is. I hope they still make it. I'm up for it. Are you guys interested in a He-Man film? We could have this Dolph Lundgren.
I mean, I'm pretty excited because it's the guy who wrote the Shang-Chi movie.
Oh, okay. So the Shang-Chi movie was pretty fun.
Yeah. So, I mean, I saw someone tweet that say that they should just continue using Lena Headey and Mark Hamill as Evil Lynn and Skeletor, which I agree with. All
right. Well, now that I've recommended the Netflix Ramblin', any desire to see this or see a live action He-Man, or how do you feel about this?
No, Dolph Lundgren will always be the live action He-Man.
Okay.
For me,
yeah.
I probably wouldn't watch. No.
Here's my cred's going out the window. I didn't see that one.
No way.
I didn't see the Dolph.
No way.
Yeah, no. I gotta watch. I gotta watch his version of that and the Punisher. I didn't.
No wonder you were so quiet in the '80s music chat earlier on.
Look at Rambling. Call me out about the '80s music chat. Yeah, I felt out of. I felt.
No.
I felt I didn't feel on the same level. Man, they were doing some deep cuts.
Now you know how I feel on this one.
Okay.
Well,
it's only fair, Ramblin'. I gotta get you back. Rhea, what's your thoughts on He-Man? You still haven't seen Revelation. What do you want to see a live action He-Man?
Yeah. Like I remember watching the what are those? Gosh, I'm trying to think. Like the movies with Arnold Schwarzenegger, where he wasn't
Conan,
He-Man.
yeah.
Conan, yeah, I remember watching Yeah, the one with Grace Jones is my favorite for sure. I love
Yeah,
Grace Jones.
definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, like I'm just imagining that, but with like, you know, like modern technology and filming techniques and stuff like that. So if it's in the realm of that, then I'm interested in it.
All right, Jimbo, what do you want to see this live action? I hope they still make it because they've been talking about it for a while.
Honestly, it don't matter to me because I've never seen anything related to this, and I have no clue what the story even is. But for those who grew up with this and know the story very well and are excited for it, that's good for them. And I hope they get what they want and are expecting. That's all I'll say about that.
Fair enough. Aaron, your thoughts on He-Man?
Sure, why not? Go for it. There's a lot of He-Man fans out there, and I certainly would love a live-action film. So why not? I'll watch it.
Oh, sure. It's my Netflix subscription. Give me more. Caden, you knew about this before than I do. You know what's your thoughts on He-Man? You want to see this live action?
Yeah. Even like when it was no Santiano, I was willing to give him a chance, even though like because knowing who's the writer for it and knowing that it was possibly like Kevin Smith was possibly also producing it. Since his animated show is pretty cool, and so it's like I was willing to give it a chance, but even and when he dropped, I was like, okay, I don't care. Like I didn't care if he dropped it or not. I was like, okay, I don't care. Like this, I'll still be looking forward to if they continue this movie. So I'm willing to give it a chance.
All right. Well, we have a lot of comments. Before we go on the next topic, we should talk about this. Everyone, like Bradley, the hot take Bradley. Rhea loves Bradley's hot takes. It's probably going to suck. Netflix track record for animated adaptations. What's your thoughts on animated adaptations or animation? Rambleman, you have a great affinity for the 80s, like we talked on Rhea's. Do you have some of those feels for classic animation? A lot of those?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so you're not opposed to it. It's just the He-Man you haven't really got into yet.
So
I
kind of missed the boat because I'm a little bit older. I did watch He-Man, and I watched He-Man with nephews and nieces and what have you. And I think sometimes we take too much of an adult take on it, obviously, because I heard that there's another animated series of He-Man on Netflix. Is there not? If I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, that one's a little.
And I have like nieces and nephews that have watched that and they love that. They absolutely love it.
Someone pimp Rambleman's channel too. Go sub to this dude. He's got go sub to him. He's got great vids. Rhea, before we move on from you, Ramblin', so how are you, like, if you see something animated pop up on Netflix, how likely are you to tune in? Are you like, I'm not sure?
It depends on the subject matter, but I mean, I love animated movies.
Cool.
I mean, I don't know if this is a hot take or not because I don't know, but I love a lot of the Warner Brothers animations. Not all of it.
Oh, okay. Yes.
But yeah, I watch them as much as I possibly can. If they dare release them in this country. That's my only problem. I live in a third world country called the UK. we don't always get it.
I mean that is what the heck is Warner Brothers doing? I mean, that's easy. There's no excuse for having HBO Max this long and it's still not in other regions. I mean, it's 2022. They said at the end of 2021 they were going to get some other, and they're still having these issues. That's unacceptable. I mean, no wonder they're going into another merger. Yeah. No wonder.
I agree. I mean, I got Disney Plus. I mean, I've got pretty much everything, right? But I mean,
here's a paying customer waiting to pay, and you're making it difficult on him, and there is no excuse for that.
Well, it's not difficult. I just cannot watch it.
I mean, for the company Warner Brothers, you can't. I mean, this isn't that it just launched this year. It's how long has HBO Max been a thing? I don't. They've had enough time to figure this out. Rhea, what's your thoughts on animation and how likely you are to embrace new animation, titles on Netflix? I know you're really into anime. Does it have to be? Was it more likely you'll give it a chance anime, or are you open to other animation projects like He-Man, and they had Voltron on there. They have other Castlevania they have on Netflix. How likely are you to get interested in that?
Yeah, like personally, I I'm a little overwhelmed with all the content that
Oh, yes,
is
yes.
On streaming
I
platforms.
don't mean to overwhelm you. Yes.
No, it's so like more content though. I totally am open for that to, you know, continue to happen, like, you know, adaptations and stuff like that. I know that there was a report on like most profitable content on in general, and I think like especially like on streaming platforms, animation was definitely on there. I'll have to pull up the report that I read on Twitter, but yeah, it was fascinating because like I'm thinking, well, doesn't animation like cost more money and take more time? Because like you know, I probably said this a million times. Like I studied animation, I draw frame by frame by frame, so I know like, you know, like it's a time consuming process. But assuming that, you know, there's like thousands of artists and like a whole team like constantly producing the work and cranking it out over a few months to get these seasons out, and like all the merch opportunities and all like, you know, the community support online and stuff for animation in general, like it's kind of burgeoning right now from what I can tell. It does seem to make sense the way that, you know, a lot of series are getting animation and adaptations and like movies, and like especially Netflix has been like a big supporter for like, they start out with like DreamWorks, you know, partnering with them to, you know, get more like 3D and 2D animated content out. And the Avatar Studios partnership thing is happening. I forget if it's on Paramount. I think it is on Paramount, but then the Netflix live action movie is coming out. So yeah, it's just like a renaissance, I guess, like or another renaissance, I guess, for animation in general.
I'm happy to see more. Netflix is doing a lot more 2D animation than the other studios too. Disney is really I love 3D animation, but I want variety. I want stop motion. Unfortunately, what was that show that got canceled? Dark Crystal was on Netflix, and then that got canceled after one season. I still didn't watch it. Unfortunately, I'm part of the problem. I should have watched it, but I want all this variety in you know, different styles. I will address Han's comment because I will not have a producer silence. So you're giving harsh criticism here, Hans. That's fine. I'm not censoring you. I will read this because people want me to cover this. Mikey Sutton is a liar. I'll say it since the panel wants to let it slide. I'm not letting things slide. I don't personally think he's a liar, in my opinion. I think he does have inside sources. He does give a lot of spin and opinion in his takes. I will agree with that. The entire video was bullshit. Hans is giving a hot take. If it was anyone else, you would have all dug in. If it was anyone else that I personally did not believe their opinion,
I said stuff. Kaden says stuff.
No, you're feel free to say that. I personally have a different opinion of him. I'm not censoring your opinions. There you go. But I do want to move on to the other topic. I don't personally think I mean, it's different to call someone a liar. I'm not going to go that far. I don't think he's just making up sources. I think he does. I think he obviously does the spin that a lot of people do. And I have no problem with you commenting in the chat. And I've addressed your comment now, Hans. I hope
going back to what Hans, that's an easy interpretation to make, that it was a bullshit video, because, like I said, he was putting way too much. He was theorizing way too much.
Theorizing,
but
I like that.
Well, yeah, but he's putting what he thinks an actor may feel about it onto that actor. That's pure speculation.
He was misusing quotes. Like from Ben Affleck,
misusing all of that. So if he is telling the truth about that, you tend to let it slide because of all the other things around it, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, yeah, all right. Well,
let's
I think
move on.
Yeah, let's move on. Thank you, Aaron. Move on.
I think we
put a pin in it, man.
I think we said we knew what we needed to say about that.
Right. We don't want to keep going in circles. Right. You know how I feel. I'm not trying to show for anyone. I like them. Whatever. Fast and Furious 10. Jason Momoa talks to join the Fast Family sequel.
How many DC characters do you need in this franchise?
Yeah.
Well, I'm always for some more Momoa. I actually, Ezra says I can confirm Keaton outshines Droga. You're not in the Flash movie, Droga. Okay. What's your thoughts on this? Have you any interest in Fast and Furious, Rambo Man?
No.
I wasn't gonna judge you.
Agreed.
Ray, do you appreciate the Fast
Hey, look,
franchise for this?
it had its time, and
Yeah.
some of it was entertainment, but it just gets more and more ludicrous the more the movies go on.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
I mean, it's out of control now. It really is.
Dude, this was a street racing movie. Why are they in space? Why are you saving the world? You're street criminals, bruh. What the hell?
I mean, I love Tokyo Drift, which I know is out of canon.
What?
Like,
How would
go
back
it was a street racing movie. That's what.
You know what they should do? Fast Furious 11. They should race against aliens and then.
Why not?
That's what they should at this point. Because honestly, the whole series is kind of a joke at this point.
Well, that's part of the fun of it, though. To some people.
No, that's.
There's different tastes for. Listen, the market decides. People want to see it. If it wasn't relevant, people wouldn't go see it. People like it. People enjoy it.
People like it because it's family. All right, it's all about family.
But if you take it, see, I wouldn't go into this movie and be like, "Damn, that's not realistic." Now that you know.
But there's a difference between
you know what? Fast and Furious should be the genre of Fast and Furious should be a comic book movie because of the stuff.
Yeah.
No way. Exactly. I agree. Because dude, they got the biggest promotion in the world. They went from petty criminals, street racers, to saving the world.
Yeah.
That is a huge promotion.
Bradley came to defend his family. The Fast and Furious family.
Bradley.
Family.
I wanted to hear from Rhea, though. Do you have any love for the Fast franchise?
I do. I
really?
unironically enjoy them for sure.
See, people can enjoy it. Now, Rhea, do you like it for its realism?
No, absolutely not.
Is that right?
No, but okay, Rhea, but what do you think about how they have gone so far away from what they established it and what it's about? Because now it's not even about cars. They have cars in there that go along with some of the plot, but it's not like the main focus anymore. It's more about being like special operative street racers that have to save the world, and because they're the only ones that can do it, and they're going to space for some reason. Like they went from street racing, hiding from cops, and stealing DVDs to saving the world and going to space. They got a bigger promotion.
Just sit back and enjoy the ride. That's what you got to do.
No,
they took it too far.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning more towards it is a little, absurd sometimes, but it's kind of like that visual spectacle that I go to see. And personally for me, I'm a little salty because I'm a big fan of the legacy characters like Tyrese and Luda, who've been holding it down since the beginning. I would love to see them get a spinoff. Hobbs and Shaw got their little spinoff. I would love for, because they kind of play fifth and sixth banana on a series that they've been, part of for the past 10 years. So I'm just I want more of them. I love their chemistry and their banter and stuff like that. Oh, and then just if there's any consideration or room for a series or a movie spinoff for them, I would love to see that. That's just my personal opinion.
They're making a Charlize Theron spinoff.
Why? So I'm just waiting for them to cross into the DCU multiverse. So when Gal come back as Wonder Woman,
it's gonna be a Jurassic World.
John Cena or Jurassic World. They could like something like that. John Cena's Peacemaker enters in the Fast and Furious franchise.
Aquaman is tired of all these fossil fuels. That's why he's doing.
We have to hear.
Black Adam.
We have to hear from Bradley because you felt so inclined to come on the show. Was it to defend your Fast and Furious love, or what? What was it? What got your hot takes juices going?
No, I just heard you guys talking about stuff, and I just beat God of War, and I was like, "F it, come on."
God of War, nice. That's good. I didn't finish God of War yet.
It's really good.
Bro, I beat it. And I got that game 17 days ago.
Oh, okay, cool.
But just going back though, I mean, fantasy's great in a film, and that's all fine. But you think of car movies, you think of suspense, you think of storyline. You think of consequences.
Yeah,
it's a real world thing. We all get in a car. Most of us drive.
Yeah.
Driving in space. Come on.
No, I agree. I like fantasy. I like high stakes.
I love fantasy. But if you're going to base it on It's
But
like
if it's
Aaron said, if you base
unrealistic, it takes me out of it. If it's too unrealistic, like
It is
if
too
it looks like a
unrealistic.
CG car, if it looks like it's unrealistic, but it's like it's a real stunt work or a real car, then it's more likely to take me along the ride. I get that.
In the other stream, I already told you about a great movie. And if you want a movie about vehicles that's got suspense, action, and is gripping throughout, don't go and see one of those movies. It's just pure fantasy. But there are movies out there. I recommended it in the other stream that we were doing. It's called The Sorcerer. Okay.
The Sorcerer.
And it doesn't sound like it's a movie about cars, but it is. The premise of it is they have to move explosive material in vehicles, heavy vans. They have to go the bridge scene where they have to go over the bridge, and you feel every splinter in that bridge as they're going over the bridge. There's consequences to everything they do. A left turn, there's a consequence. A right turn, there's a consequence to it. There's real world consequences to it. You're gripped. I haven't been gripped in a one of those movies since, like I said, Tokyo Drift, something like that.
No, that's one of my favorites.
There's a market for it, and they can churn them out as you know, and they will. So,
fourth $1,005. Thank you for the support, fourth 1,000. It turns out Dominic Toretto's car was an Autobot the whole time. That would get me to the
Fast and
theater.
Furious Transformers crossover.
Yeah,
It was Bumblebee the whole time.
yeah, that would be amazing. Yes,
And then the first words of his Transformer car is
no.
for the family.
Yes,
No, it was no. You know what it was? It was that car that got whipped in half by Megatron in the first movie. Remember that? Was it Jazz?
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I do have some other topics, and then I want to keep people's. I don't want to go too long tonight because I know other people are streaming. I know people want to hop on other streams. Here's a Kevin Costner news bit. I need to go back to some of Kevin Costner. People keep telling me The Postman is good. I like Waterworld, even though people hate that movie. No, he's returns to directing after 2 decades with passion project Horizon. Great. What's your thoughts on Kevin Costner's career, and you want to come back to directing? I'm always open for that. I appreciate a lot. I liked him in Man of Steel. I thought he did great. Ramblin', do you have any Kevin Costner? You a fan of Kevin? And
oh yeah, I mean he's totally my era. I mean, again, I think he's very underestimated.
Yes. He was one of the most popular for a long time, and now he's taking
and people equate that to not being a good actor necessarily, but I disagree. And he's a great director. I mean, Dances with Wolves is an amazing film. Director's cut of that is an amazing piece of cinema. So yeah, I mean, if he's coming back to directing,
I still want him to have a renaissance like Michael Keaton is having. Like he's still in stuff. Kevin Costner. Maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe he doesn't want to be as popular as he was.
I don't think he needs to be. I think he's cemented his legacy. He doesn't need to. I think he's one of these people that can pick and choose his projects. And
hasn't anyone seen Yellowstone? He's amazing in that.
Oh, yeah, I do know he's in. I haven't watched it yet. I want to see that. So you recommend that, Jimbo?
Oh yeah, it's a great show for sure.
Okay. All right. Rhea, you appreciate the GOAT Kevin Costner? Like, and you happy he's getting back into directing?
To be honest, I'm not like super familiar with his work, but was he in Angels in the Outfield? Was that
no? He was in baseball movies, but not that movie.
Yeah. Bull Durham.
Bull Durham. Yeah, and yeah.
Dances with Wolves,
Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
Robin Hood.
And
Field of Dreams is such a great movie.
Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams. I think that's
For the Love of the Game.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. Waterworld, and I was talking about Untouchables earlier on my stream.
Untouchables, yeah.
He was Robin Hood also.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was Robin Hood. I think for me,
for me, he wasn't.
The era that like I'm familiar with him with is like late 80s, like kind of like early to mid 90s, and like he was kind of playing the same character in a lot of those movies that I remember him from. And it kind of got annoying because like especially in Robin Hood, like he was totally like, in my opinion, it was like kind of jarring to like see him on the screen. But a lot of things in that Robin Hood movie were jarring or like didn't age well, to be totally honest. But like yeah, like playing the same character, in my opinion, like was kind of like something that is a criticism of mine of his. So
Okay.
For him, but like, yeah, that's kind of why I'm kind of like, I don't know if I'm like excited for anything new that he's doing.
Okay.
Let Him Go looked really good though, like the movie from 2020 that he did.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, like it was kind of like a smaller budget movie that he did with Diane Lane. They play grandparents trying to like rescue their grandson.
This
So,
is
yeah.
one I keep hearing about that I did not watch yet. The Postman. Everyone says it's underrated. I got to watch that one.
Because you like Untouchables, Red. He did a film. He did a Netflix film called The Highwayman, where he plays a cop in that.
I didn't know that.
I'll have to check that out.
Trying to hunt down Bonnie and Clyde.
Oh wow! I didn't know about this.
It didn't get great reviews, but I thought it was a great movie.
Oh, it was a great, yeah. I forgot about that one as well. That's another good one. Both Woody Harrelson and him had a great performance.
Oh, cool! That's a great recommendation, man. I hope it's still on Netflix right now. I'll check.
Oh, it
that
is.
out.
Yeah.
Okay.
They usually keep all their exclusives no matter what.
Yes.
It's a Netflix film.
Bradley, do you have any thoughts on Kevin Costner, his history, and get him back into? He wants to get a directed passion project.
So to be honest, I've only seen like 2 Kevin Costner movies,
okay.
but I know he's a good actor, and I'm looking forward to him coming back as directing. I think we need some familiar names and new faces around for directing for sure.
Yeah, I heard it's for a superhero film. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No, you're
coming back.
Bradley's like, it's oversaturated.
No, he's coming back. He's gonna be Supergirl's father, and so they're gonna be basically.
Aaron, you like Kevin Costner?
Yeah.
Any favorites of his?
Well,
and then Caden after that.
Well, you know me. I'm a sports fan. I love his baseball movies.
Oh yes.
I mean, Field of Dreams, Bill Durham, and For the Love of the Game. And I love how they're all different because, like, Field of Dreams is about his father, his connection with his father, and how he has to collect all these players.
Right.
Yeah, and he collects all these players. Joe Jackson. If you know history of Joe Jackson, it's a great movie. And Bill Durham, him and Tim Robbins, right?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And Susan Sarandon. And For the Love of the Game, it's a baseball movie, but not so much a baseball movie. Also, because it's more of a love story, too. How it feels like how an athlete's life and his normal life interferes with each other. You know, that's what I like about it. Yeah.
Well, I am going to give like the 10-minute warning. We're going to be winding down here. I only have like 2 other topics, but Degrassi, that's an interesting. He might be playing Elliot Ness again. Interesting. I'll have to research that. Sam Raimi's For Love of the Game. So let's get on to one more. Here's a gaming topic. I'm very excited. Rainbow Man, do you play some current gen stuff at all?
I mostly play Game Pass.
Retro.
I've got.
Oh, Game Pass. Game Pass. Yeah. Yes. Oh, I highly recommend Game Pass.
Well, this is huge.
Well, Warner Brothers reiterates that Hogwarts Legacy and Gotham Knights will arrive this year. I'm really looking forward to these. Oh, hold on. There was some images there, but I'm really looking forward to those games. Definitely, especially Gotham Knights. I'm hoping we get to a place where, video games, the stories are so great that it's on par or competition with the movies. Like Spider-Man, great games.
I say some video game have better stories than some movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's possible.
No, I agree.
Yeah. So I still have to finish talking about getting back to my back catalog. I still got to finish Spider-Man and then play Miles Morales. I was really enjoying Spider-Man. There's some great comic book. I think it's the video games for superheroes is also in a renaissance. I mean, like the games coming out. I did get Guardians of the Galaxy recently. I got it really cheap.
I remember like Batman was like the only one for Arkham series was like the only one for a little bit for a few years. I remember that.
But Spider-Man, they're gonna have Wolverine. There's some really great games coming out for superheroes. I did have one more article to bring it back to Mikey Sutton. It's just talking about speculation, and it's about Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange.
Yes, I know.
Doctor. Well, we can have fun, Jimbo. You don't have to be. Let's just have fun with it. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man rumored for Doctor Strange sequel. Do you think there's any possibility they bring him back that quick?
I saw I saw this on Twitter. It's been debunked.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the last lost topic I had. I just wanted to give people's interpretation. I think
that's
I'm
the
sorry.
whole difference between the DC and the MCU is MCU do not panic. They do not rush.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'll take a hit on a movie like The Eternals. They'll take a hit and they'll move on. There isn't such an expectation that every movie will be a billion.
And
a
this,
billion.
And this is, I'll tell you, that article was not a Geekosity article. It's not a Mecha article. It's been rumored around from other people too, and it's been debunked. Yeah.
Well, I do think they have some surprises for this multiverse of madness. Doctor.
Oh
Strange,
yeah, agreed.
Well, let's just comment on Doctor Strange too. How up on your list is that, Ramble Man? I'm really looking. You like Cumberbatch?
Yeah. I love Cumberbatch. I think he's great. I mean, that film that I recommended to you on Twitter, The Power of the Dog. I saw it before it was even out on Netflix, and he'll win an Oscar for that. I think probably.
Oh wow! Okay. I'm gonna check that out.
He'll definitely be nominated. It's a western. It's a great film.
Really good.
He's just a fantastic actor, and I'd watch anything with him in it.
Benedict? Oh yeah, I mean he's a great actor, like one of the top actors.
I mean Sherlock. I mean, if you've not watched Sherlock,
I have his Sherlock. Yeah.
Well,
really good.
He's so good at imitation game.
Hey, I know people don't like the Hobbit movies, but him as Smaug? Oh, wow.
He's pretty good at Smaug, yeah.
And he's Sauron too, you know. He's also Sauron in the movie.
He is?
What?
Yeah, he voiced Smaug and Sauron.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know,
because he did it because Sauron didn't speak English. He did the Elvish language.
Rhea, Doctor Strange 2, where is it on your scale of anticipated films? That's like, I'm really looking for some great surprises there.
Yeah, I'm super stoked on it. I love Sam Raimi. I'm really hoping that there is a Bruce Campbell cameo in it for sure. I'm looking for campiness and yeah.
Droga, I think I'm going to leave that topic off for today. We had a great stream. We had a controversial at the beginning. So I thought about discussing that, but I'll leave that one go. Thanks for the suggestion. Aaron, what about Doctor Strange 2? Are you how up on your list is that one?
It's my second most anticipated movie of comic books genre of the year.
What's your first?
I think you all know what it is.
The Batman?
Is it Thor: Love and Thunder?
No, the Batman. Black Adam's 3, Doctor Strange's 2, and Batman's number 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jimbo, where's Doctor Strange ranked for you? I'm really looking forward to it. I still am holding out for Toby to be in it. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
No,
I wouldn't be surprised if he does a quick appearance. I don't know. All right. Okay, okay, it's gonna be good. Bradley.
Apparently Wolverine. Apparently Hugh Jackman might not be in it.
So Bradley, you said superhero fatigue. Are you still looking forward to Doctor Strange 2?
Yeah, I'm still looking forward to it for sure. Just the fact that Sam Raimi is doing another Marvel movie, I'm sold. You already have me sold. And that trailer just felt like a Sam Raimi movie in every way. I love it so much. I have some major concerns for the movie, but other than that, just like I said, just the fact that Sam Raimi is doing a Marvel movie again has me excited as hell.
Yes, that's true. That's my big pull too. It's because he was one of the pioneers of these early superhero films. He wasn't treated well when he left the genre, just like people are going to say, Max always finds a way to bring it back to Zack Snyder. But it wasn't great the way he left. Basically, he was deep in the production of Spider-Man 4. He said, I need more time. And they said no. And they moved on. Yeah. So it was not a great, it was like a divorce. His relationship to him to come back. I don't think he's just going to come back. I think he's going to come back when he's inspired to do so. Sam Raimi. And I'm very excited to see what we get. And yes, I want Bruce Campbell.
He said the reason why he took this job was to apologize to the comic book movie fans for Spider-Man 3. He's like,
there's nothing to apologize for. It's the studio.
I think he has this like guilt behind it though.
Well, let's just comment back about the speculation to bring it back around. It is Sam Raimi. You're really thinking there's zero chance Toby might make an appearance and Sam Raimi coming back?
There's
that might be a nice.
That he can be in
that
it,
might.
There's some chance.
Apparently he's not.
Raimi and Toby.
Apparently he's not.
Come on.
Apparently now Hugh Jackman is not going to be in it either.
I'll wait and see.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they let Sam do the third one too.
It might be possible. There might be less cameos than we think.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, honestly, now that he's doing Doctor Strange in the next version of the Avengers, is rumored to be more mystical and magic and all this other stuff. Maybe they'll just let him head up because Doctor Strange is probably going to be one of the lead Avengers along with the Scarlet Witch. So maybe they'll just easily say, Raimi, Multiverse of Madness is amazing. Just
Scarlet Witch is too unstable to be a leader of the Avengers.
Yeah, I think honestly she might turn into a bad guy in this movie.
Okay. All right, Caden.
But
Doctor Strange too.
Yeah, for me, it's my number one right now.
Number one.
Really,
okay.
Yeah.
Right.
It's Doctor Strange. It's a sequel to one of my favorite origin movies, Doctor Strange. It's Sam Raimi. It's Multiverse of Madness. Hearing even though some people are saying, "Oh, hearing these rumors and scoops and stuff is ruining the movie," it's honestly making me more excited for this movie to see how Sam Raimi handles these concepts. So yeah.
Okay.
Bob sees two great comments. The Simple Plan is a great movie.
Simple Plan, yeah.
It really is a great movie.
Yeah.
And then he had one for you, Max. A question further up.
Droga. I wouldn't be shocking. I wouldn't be.
You had a question for me, Bob? C had a question. Let me see.
Just to end it on a controversial note.
Oh, Miko, is Demon Attack remake coming to Invasion? Listen, you know what? You guys are trying to drag me back to the Samika talk, viewers. I don't believe anything. I'll be honest.
Oh, be careful now, Max. Be careful.
I'm rooting for the success. I'm rooting for television. I'm rooting for Tommy. I'll say I have a hard time believing anything else is in development besides what they've been showing. I'm sorry. I think they're struggling to get the market. I hope they do. And I don't want to be clipped out saying that. I don't want to upset anyone. I have a lot of doubts about other projects. I still want to see reactions. I want to see people playing Night Stalker. I want to see people playing Breakout. Once I start seeing that, then I'll start to say, okay, those are buttoned up, and then we'll see other things. So unfortunately, and then the Activision angle, does Activision have? I don't know. The rights for IPs are all up in the air because Microsoft's buying all of them. So that's another issue going forward for getting these classic titles. Is I don't think Microsoft's going to care as much to license those out. Not those ones. I don't know because it's not worth it for them. I think it would have been an easier path if Activision was still separate for Intellivision to work with them on those classic IPs than it is now. I think it's
Max. I think I read somewhere, even though once if the merger with if they buy Activision, right, and I still think Activision still has a legal contract with Sony to put the Call of Duty games on there
they do for now. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I have a video that I'm planning about what Microsoft's planning to do. I think they, but I'll save that for another video. I have a great theory and speculation on what they're trying to do, buying up all these IPs.
Hey, Droga, Scarlet Witch. You know what? I think there's a high possibility she does die in this movie.
I hope not.
I don't know. Her arc is just getting started, though.
I think it's going to lead into a big, major thing that we talked about a couple streams ago about the whole Young Avengers.
Yeah, but I don't think she's gonna be the one leading. I think her arc is done after this. I think her arc is done. I mean, there's no arc for her to go. There's no story for her to go.
No, if you think about it, at the end of WandaVision, she's going a little crazy.
Oh yeah,
with the Darkhold book.
And she just became the Scarlet Witch too.
Yeah, she just became the Scarlet
Witch.
Well, I do have other streams that I might want to pop on, and I know other people are busy, and I appreciate you all joining in.
Yeah.
And hey, man, whoa, rambling, man, MVP of the night. Wow, you really can do well in this movie talk genre, rambling, man.
For somebody who knows very little about it, yeah.
Oh, no, I mean, you're more proficient than I am. I've been doing this for how long? So appreciate Ramble Man joining us. It was a great treat. Thank you, Rhea, for making that happen on your stream earlier. If you haven't checked out Rhea's Glimmercast, check out Aaron World Order, Jimbo, Bradley, and Caden. And I want to end it. Oh, go ahead, Aaron.
I got some juicy Joker news in my edit a couple hours ago.
Oh my God, no.
Oh, Juicy Joker news. Okay, we'll check out Aaron's recent video. I'll check that out after the stream. The spam are entering the chat, so it's a good time to end. And yeah, cool guess. Yes, go.
I'm surprised Goldman hasn't popped in.
Let me get Ramblin' Man's channel.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you don't want me to?
No. Come and join me on Twitter. It's much more fun on Twitter.
But don't you want people to sub to you?
Huh?
Don't you want people to sub to you?
I'm not that bothered. I have my little crew, and we enjoy ourselves. Feel free, but I'll bore you rigid with my Amico talk. I know.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll have to do streams earlier in the day and say, "Hey, Ramblin', I need some great movie talk content." And I'll contact you earlier, so it's not like in the morning for you.
It's only 6 o'clock in the morning right now. So fine.
Okay.
I'm just about to take my old mate out for a walk. So.
Oh, that's great. Film some Amico talk while you're out. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, you will? Okay.
I will. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks everyone. I hope you all have a great weekend.
Yeah.
Enjoy something out there. There's lots of stuff to enjoy.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And good night, everyone. Bye.
Peace.
Night, everybody.